Today I'm going to be teaching y'all how to board slide and then pop it up to hurricane, or at least how I board slide to hurricane and how I've unlocked it and figured out how to do this trick. Now you can do it on a curb, like a slappy curb, or an elevated curb like this, or I learned it at Glebe skate park on a wide concrete ledge. You can do it on round bars, you can do it on flat bars at a square, you can do it on any type of rail or wide ledge that you're able to board slide. I found it easier to learn on a wider ledge, plus having deck rails unlocks this trick and makes it so much easier than without deck rails. Because where the deck rails are situated, I put mine about 3 to 5 centimeters from the inside. You have that whole lock-in pocket. So it's gonna sit flush where your deck rails are, and because where they're positioned, you can push your heels down. And that movement there is what unlocks it. So board sliding, pushing your heels down and turning and getting your truck into it. That is a secret to this. So you can do it without deck rails, but I've never done it without deck rails. It just was unlocked once I set up deck rails and learned how to do this trick. So a few disclaimers: you definitely need to learn how to board slide consistently before you learn this trick, and you don't need to know how to hurricane before learning this trick. I don't know how to hurricane. I've never done a hurricane grind. I've done frontside hurricanes, but not these backside ones. But you don't need to know how to hurricane to do this trick. All I do is board slide, keep my shoulders straight. I make sure I get on early enough to give myself time to land in the board slide and get ready to hurricane. So I'll start from the beginning, and then once I'm in a good board slide, I'll start turning my hips, pushing my heels down, and you're turning it, and that just lands right in there. You don't really have to do much at all. It's almost like such a cop-out trick because it just works so easy with deck rails. But board sliding, keeping your shoulders square, pushing your heels down and turning it around into that hurricane grind there. So it's not even like you're locked in a hurricane. It's just like you're doing a weird board slide with your wheel on top of the ledge. So once you push your heels down, push your back foot around and get your wheel on top, you're just pinching right there on the toe side wheel. Pinching that, but you're also in a board slide too, so it becomes pretty steady to hold that. And what I do to get out of it, you can turn out of it like you do on a normal board slide, but I treat it like a rock and roll on a quarter pipe, like I'm half cabbing out of it. So I try and do a little pop. So I'll board slide from the beginning, keep my shoulders square, I'll turn my hips, push my heels down, get into the hurricane, and then when I get to the end, I try and pop my tail down and half cab out of it. That's why you'll see me half cabbing and pivoting out of the rest of the trick. So my biggest keys to learning this trick, obviously know how to board slide, have deck rails in 3 centimeters in from the outside of your board. That gives you that room to play with. So when you push your heels down, you're actually sitting on the deck rail there. And then as you push your back foot around, pinch that back wheel, you can just sit on a crooked board slide with your wheel on top. I honestly don't think it's a legit trick. It comes so easy. If you guys know how to board slide and you have deck rails, you're gonna figure this trick out pretty easily. So it's honestly really easy to learn. It's not like an easy trick, but if you're comfortable with board slides and you can maneuver, go to fakie and do like shove it's out, and you're just comfortable in sitting on a board slide, you're gonna be able to figure this out a lot. So I'm gonna get into a few on this. This is a good thing to do it on because it's pretty wide. I wanna challenge myself and do it on the flat bar that's here at Carnes Hill, which isn't much thinner, but the thinnest thing I've done it on is either this or the Waterloo flat bar because it's wide and square. I'd love to learn it on a round rail and then maybe take it to the streets or something like that, but it's just fun to do on wide ledges like this. So I'll show you guys a few different angles of the same trick, and then I'm gonna try and do it on the flat bar. All right, it's time to do it on the flat bar here, which is obviously a lot thinner than that. I've never tried it on this rail before, so we'll just see. I feel like I can do it, but the goal is to get 3 of them on this rail. That'll be super good achievement for me. I'll be happy. And then I guess the next thing later on in the future is to land it on a round rail. That'll be the hardest because it's such a small pinpoint to get your truck up onto. So let's get it on this 3 times. All right, I'm gonna do exactly what I just told you guys. Start from the beginning of the rail, shoulders square, and then turn the hips into the rail as I push my heels down. I can't believe I just did that first try. That's what I'm telling you guys. This trick just works if you use that same technique. That felt so good, but I still need to get another 2. I can't believe that just works so well. I should believe it because I know how to do it. And with that technique, it just works. That's 2 in a row. All right, let's just go 3. 3 in a row would be amazing. Oh, I waited too long to turn out. That's the basic concept though. All right, this is gonna be my 4th attempt. Hopefully 3 out of 4 isn't bad. Oh, I slipped a board slide. That's something that happens if you turn out too early. Like if you get ready to turn out too early, it goes back to board slide, which I don't count. Let's get it right here. All right, that is the one. That's 3 broadsides to hurricanes on the square rail, which is, might be the thinnest thing I've done, so I'm pretty happy about that. And that's all you need to do. Square your shoulders, broadside, push your heels down, turn that back one around into that. And then what I do is like half cab out of it, like pop the half cab out. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. That's the exact technique I do to do a broadside to hurricane, and I learned it within a few tries. It's pretty consistent, so it's quite easy to do if you can broadside, if you have deck rails, and you're comfortable turning your shoulders and kind of like maneuvering yourself on top of the rail. So I haven't done a trick tip or tutorial for a while, but check out my how to rail series right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.